Hello, everybody. Just give me a sec here while I check the YouTube screen here. Okay, there we go. Taking care of that. All right. Well, hello. Hey, guys. Hopefully, you all had a fun weekend, had a nice weekend. Relaxing and all that. Um, welcome to the mic stand, as we're about to take it to the mic. We're about to take it to the mic stand, rather. Um, so this is what's on tap for tonight. I'm going to talk. I got a bit of a tsunami update going on. I'm going to talk a little tsunami. There was an update that was stated over the weekend in terms of scheduling, new program. Let's see. Also talk a little bit about the Batman movies, um, Batman Gotham Knights, and the second half of Batman. Cool, Batman. The second half of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Um, After that, we have basically have as I was looking through bounding into comics earlier, we have basically six stories we're going to go through tonight. There are quite a few new stories, I guess, from over the weekend. Hey, just settling in. Hey, anonymity. Wow, we already have four people here. Yay! uh, So we have anonymity, action toy channels, myself, and welcome to the fourth person as well. Hopefully, you won't stay silent for too much of the time. Anyway, so we got some Rooster Teeth to talk about, some Uzaki-Chan. Um, let's see. I already mentioned, of course, Toonami. There's some Gundam news as well. That's just all in the anime half of it. Then in the comic stuff, there's a talk a little bit about the Doctor Who release and also some shenanigans going on at Marvel Comics. So, without no further ado, let's get started. So first up, I'm going to talk a little bit about Toonami and some of the stuff that went on over the. As you guys know, the DC Fandom event was going on over the week. I didn't even really know too much about what it was. All I knew was that for the past two weekends, the 15th and the 22nd, Toonami was preempting their normal programming to show some Batman movies. Last week it was Batman Year One, the Part One of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, and this weekend, what happened this past weekend was going to be Batman: Gotham Knights and Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part Two. So, so basically, let's see. Batman Gotham Knights is interesting. It was kind of more of an anthology movie in that they did a bunch of different stories. It was they were all somewhat interconnected. They had, of course, Kevin Conroy back as the voice of Batman for the Gotham Knights movie, which, from what I understand, was released in 2008. Um, they had a bunch of different segments in it. You know, some of the villains he went up against included Deadshot, Killer Croc, and um, and Scarecrow. Also tangled quite a bit with the Russian and the Roman. I understand it, or no, not the Roman. Sal Maroni. For those of you who don't know, the Russian and Sal Maroni were a couple of gang bosses in Gotham. So um, there was some interesting stuff there. Um, let's see now. And then of course they had Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. uh, Simp City. That's all I can say about that. Not necessarily with Batman, but with the overall feel of the movie. Batman himself was still the Batman well, maybe even darker, um, more morose version of Batman, even more so than usual. But but yeah, you had a lot of symptastic, symptastic, symptastic stuff going on in Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Um, of course, the Dark Knight Returns was based off of the graphic novel of the same name back in 1986. Um, so that was pretty good. Also, they actually made the official press release announcement on the 20th last Thursday, and then of course we're reiterating that over the weekend. So starting this Saturday, Assassination Classroom will be coming to Toonami. They announced the premiere of Assassination Classroom at 1 a.m. on Sunday morning, the 30th. Well, the 29th to the 30th, basically, but it's technically the 30th. You know, um, so that, and of course, Fire Force is back as well. So here is the new Toonami lineup for the foreseeable future. Midnight, you have Dragon Ball Super reruns, and then at 12:30 you have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Goblin Wind, as they're continuing that. That will be on at 12:30. Then on at 1 a.m. That's when Assassination Classroom will be premiering, dubbed by Funimation, of course. Um, and at 1:30 you have you'll still have Black Clover, as they'll be continuing that series on there. Um, then on at 2 will be Fire Force. On at 2:30, Naruto Shippuden, and then finishing up at 3 is Samurai Jack. So again, Dragon Ball Super, followed by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Goblin Wind, followed by the premiere of Assassination Classroom, followed by Black Clover, and then Fire Force right now in reruns until October when they start season 2. Then Naruto Shippuden, and finally Samurai Jack. So that's the Toonami update right there for you. For those of you who watch Toonami, Assassination Classroom was an awesome anime. Did you see the dub version of it, Action Toy Challenge, or the sub version? That's pretty neat, and I need to start watching Fire Force and Demon Slayer. Yeah, they've both been on Toonami anonymity, and I'll be just give me a moment here. All right, I'm back now. See what you guys and okay, Sub Nation. Yeah. I'm more of a dubber myself, so for me, it's I want to be able to really engage and be watching it. I don't want to have to stop at every 2 seconds. I don't want to have to stop it for each and every line to read the line. Then that just kind of takes away from it for me. That's why I prefer dub, even with Funimation dub, and the way they all kind of treat people and stuff like that. So, um, anyways, so that's all from the Toonami update. If you guys remember, if you guys want to watch it, it's on every Saturday. Well, I guess technically, since it starts at midnight, it's technically Sunday mornings from midnight to 3:30. So now let's take a look at some news now, some other news. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start off with this one here. This is the Rooster Teeth news tidbit I was telling you guys about. Ruby production company Rooster Teeth contradicts previous statements about inclusion, tells customers to get lost if you're not with us. The old saying, if you're not with us, then you're against us. Great way to talk to your customers, right? I know Hirohei, of course, covered this as well. He's the big Ruby guy. So let's get going here. Ruby production company Rooster Teeth, part of AT&T's Warner Media, recently took to Twitter to declare that the company stands for social justice and told their customers to get lost if they weren't with them. A contradiction to their previous statements made earlier in August. Rooster Teeth wrote on Twitter, "This is your regular reminder that we happily and proudly stand for social justice." They added, "We have no tolerance for racism, sexism, or harassment of any kind." And yes, I figured I figured I'd do the same thing Flash is doing. Flash has been doing, and I do it kind of in a mocking voice. Figured it'd sound a little more entertaining that way. After a while, you don't even notice. I find dubs are inaccurate. Subs for me too. Yeah, to each his own. Each his own on the sub versus dub question. Everybody has their reason. Hey, as long as you enjoy it, right? That's a big thing. Anyways, back to the article here. Let's see. Finally, they concluded, if if not with us, this isn't an airport. No need to announce your departure. The statement directly contradicts statements the company made earlier in August. As part of their announcement, they were removing a number of videos from their platform that they no longer feel comfortable hosting on our platforms. They indicated that Rooster Teeth stated they want to be they want to be more inclusive of all people. So what do you guys think of my tone there? What do you guys think of my tone? Kind of funny? Kind of go with it, make it a little bit more interesting there. They announced the removal of the videos on Twitter. Their first tweet stated, "Today, as part of a larger content review process, We are removing some videos that we no longer feel comfortable hosting on our platforms. There's, of course, the tweet. They continued, we took an honest look at 17 plus years of videos, many of them made live and uploaded on a daily basis, and concluded some do not fit the ethos of our company today and are counterproductive to the work we are striving to do to be more inclusive of all people. Okay, now mind you, I don't. From what I understand, one of the guys who originally founded Rooster Teeth was named Monty, who happened to pass on. But I kind of wonder what he'd be thinking about all this. I wonder if he's kind of rolling over his grave. From what I understand, when they were casting for Ruby and when he was casting for Ruby and looking for the cast Crow, it was Monty who wanted Vic. So that's what I remember Hero Hayden mentioning, or it being mentioned that Monty. Wonder how Monty would feel about where the company's going and all this. Whiny SJW. Yeah, as I said, I think I gotta go with kind of a more of a mocking sound bites there to it's different. My food's finished. I'll be eating for a bit. Okay. Mike needs to add a ring in there. So, ring, 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 ring. After a while, because particularly with my lisp and stuff like that, after all that ring probably gonna sound more like a wee, like taking a wee. Ah, laugh out loud. That's probably they're not just whiny, but they're wishy too. Uh, you'll note that most recent statements in direct contradiction to this previous one, here they note that they want to be more inclusive of all people. However, now they are making it very clear they want nothing to do with inclusion, writing, if you're not with us, this isn't an airport. No need to announce your departure. Next, they stated, we aspire to entertain our existing community while fostering connections with broader, diverse audiences. Any content that doesn't do that doesn't belong on our platform. I seriously think Monty at this point has got to be rolling over in his grave. I wouldn't be surprised if doing all that ring made me look like Urkel, Steve Urkel from Family Matters. Rooster Teeth then detailed that not only would they be, well, I guess hence with all the exodus out of Rooster Teeth, there are a number of people, as you guys know, um, who have left Rooster Teeth. What in the last 9 months or so? Last 9 months to a year, there were a lot of exodus people just leaving. It, I guess people were getting pushed out. Rooster Teeth then detailed that not only would they begin removing videos from their platform, but they would also begin editing videos that are currently on there as well. They stated, "This review is ongoing. Over time, we will also edit videos, provide disclaimers where appropriate, and continue to remove content if we so choose. Get woke, go broke." Whee! Got it. Yeah, I guess I got it all right. All right, Action Toy Channel. Right, that's I probably do get it. Kind of makes the news a little bit more entertaining when you put a little your own little spin on it, right? Or not spin, but little your own creative juices on it. Yeah, I kind of hope I wish there would be more people in here to enjoy it too. I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy it. Hopefully you guys have been sharing the videos and stuff. Help me out, see if we can get more people in here. Vic needs to open his own dub studio. You know something? At this point, Action Toy Channel, I would kind of have to agree with you. Initially, I would have liked to seen him go back to Sentai and help them out and really build up their profile. But even recently, it looks like granted, I don't think it's as big a problem. It almost seems like in some cases there are parts of Sentai that might be like almost getting somewhat absorbed into Funimation or something like that. Or now, granted, some of them like Monica and Vic, they started out with ADV, which of course became Sentai. But I would like him starting his own dub company might be good for the anime industry and dub industry as a whole. Albeit, as I said, I would like to see him go back to Sentai and help build up their profile more. That's just my own opinion, but you know. So okay, so continuing then, they then asked for customers to hold them accountable. Oh, really? This is an ongoing process, and this is by no means our last update on this topic. Actions speak louder than words, and we hope you say our actions clearly now and in the future. Don't hesitate to hold us accountable and offer your feedback. Yeah, but we all know that the only feedback that they'll accept is the feedback where their people are their lips are engaging their backside, as it were. Everybody here knows that, right? You could open it in Canada, laugh out loud. Maybe that might be interesting. Um, Granted, Ocean hasn't done a whole lot lately. Um, Azure Studios took over for Blue Water. It might be nice if he could get the Calgary and Vancouver crews together to do more stuff. Even though they're kind of already doing that through Ocean. I know Ocean is still doing the Gintama dubs. Um, but that might be ultimately be interesting. Excuse me for one moment. Yes. Finally, they referred to a community post on their website that details the changes that are being made, are specifically part of their Black Lives Matter statement made in June. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyways, the community post, it included everything in their tweets, but also included they created a diversity, equity, and inclusion role. Of course they did. Rooster Teeth explained, in June, we stated Black Lives Matter and said we were working on a plan to ensure a more diverse, inclusive, and equitable Rooster Teeth. We want to be transparent about what we've accomplished and what we're still working on. Lainey Ingram, our head of legal and business affairs, has expanded her responsibilities to include diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. She is partnering with senior HR leader Stephanie O'Connor. Wonder if she's any relation to Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compared to you. Anyways, who comes to us from all screen? They continued. Rooster Teeth then added, we have also hired an outside DEI consultant, Ingrid Hadley. Together, Lainey, Stephanie, and Ingrid. LSI sounds like a drug. um, are laying the groundwork for our DEI strategy and initiatives going forward. So I wonder if that's LSI on DEI or DEI on LSI. Either way, it sounds like a cookie crew. They all probably need to be straight jacket and locked in an asylum somewhere so they can go bang their head into a padded wall. Maybe the most important part of this statement is that they intimated it. Yeah, they intimated it appears to be a company-wide policy for Warner Media, as Rooster Teeth writes. We are also working closely with Warner Media on all our DI strategies and are thankful for their support and the opportunities they open up in the area. You can read the full statement below, which I guess this is a statement. If you want to go to their Twitter or Discord, wherever this thing is, you can do that. That's your choice. An initial statement came in May on Twitter. It reads, there is no community. Oh, wait. There is no community without unity. We stand with black friends, family, and co-workers and community members against racial inequality and injustice. Black Lives Matter. The Black Lives Matter cult. They are a cult, don't you guys think? They are like a cult, don't you guys think? Laugh out loud. I feel I should edit this to just show Mike. just, I think I should edit this to just show Mike crazy voice laugh out loud. Well, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to Tory Channels. I don't have a problem with it. If you think it might stir interest, that might be a good idea. I'm full now. Gotta gotta do dishes. Well, I hope you're enjoying the satire I'm throwing in there, anonymity. We have a fourth person who's been pretty quiet today. I do appreciate you all being here. Um, I do appreciate you guys being here. So let's move on down the. They would they would follow that up with a post encouraging their followers to support a number of different organizations. So this is a tweet. Please support organizations that work to advance social justice, cult, including Color of Change, AG.org, National Action, New Urban League, NAACP LDF, and CTR or CHR. The following, they followed that up with a statement in June on their website. It begins, the murders of Armand Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and countless others have caused all of us to look in the mirror, take stock of our roles as citizens. In the same regard, we as company have to take stock of our own action or inaction as well. Uh, yeah, some people, I guess, have felt the need to take action, albeit the wrong action, but hey, whatever, you know. But, anyways, the statement continued. We've looked inwards and recognized we need to take far greater actions to support diverse storytelling, to improve representation on screen and inside our company, to support our talent against hateful online comments, and to ensure our company values reflect these ideals. Yes, and as you do that, to kind of quote a song from Schoolhouse Rock, as you go down, 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 gravity. When you go down, down, down. None of that note's a little high for me, but so what? We're all having fun here, right? Um, They then announced that they were donating 40,000 to two organizations, the the Loyal Land Foundation and the Austin Area Urban League, and then told their customers and followers to educate themselves. Become part of the cult of social justice. White guy, you're a POS. You should give up your house to the colored person. You're a POS. You should cut off your you know what because you're a POS. That's their mindset, right? Uh, see what is said here. Some people lurk. Yeah. Oh, I hope they're enjoying their lurking. Hope they're finding the information. Hope they're finding the information informative and find my presentation entertaining. Um, the Rooster Teeth. The Rooster Teeth is going. Rooster Teeth is going. Vic could possibly just buy. Oh, I get. I think I get what you're saying. The way Rooster Teeth is going, Vic could possibly just buy the company when its value tanks. Yeah, that would be a good one. You know, that would be good too. And then just basically just kick out all the clowns like Shannon McCormick and bring in, bring in the people like Chuck Huber. And they can just do a whole bunch of properties and do the anime properties right. Excuse me a moment, guys. All right, I'm back. First, I'll take a quick peek and see what you guys saying in my absence here. If you said anything, well, I guess nothing new there. Oh, we got a fifth person in. Hello, fifth person. Welcome to the stream. Hope you'll find the information informative, and I hope you'll find the information informative and my presentation entertaining. It's gonna do. Ha ha ha! It'd be funny if Vic bought it, changed the name, and then fired everyone. Yeah. Well, yeah, poetic justice. It would be poetic justice, but I doubt Vic would actually fight. I think the majority of them would probably quit. There'd probably be a couple of them who might just feel like they're so desperate that they'll like get down their hands and knees and start begging Vic to let them stay. You know, um, but Vic, I don't think Vic is not really. I don't think he's really the type of guy to just take vengeance like that. You know, um, a lot of people are claiming that the whole lawsuit was retaliatory, but wasn't. So I really don't think Vic is that kind of person. I think he does hold fast to his faith and its tenets. So that's just my observations, of course. Let's see. Okay, so continuing on with the article here, they wrote the biggest lesson we have learned from our past is that actions speak much louder than words. Today we are donating $10,000 to the Loveland Foundation and $30,000 to the Austin Area Urban League. We encourage you to educate yourselves about these groups and others that commit themselves to racial equality and justice and contribute what you can. Cult, 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 cult. The social justice cult. Cult, 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 cult. The social justice cult. Cult, 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 cult. Um, they would then announce a live stream fundraiser. In, adi- in addition, please join us on June 12th for a 12-hour stream where we will be fundraising for charities that support the black community. We are committed to equality. We realize that these donations and our live stream fundraiser are just one small step in the direction we need to take to improve. We have begun company-wide discussions to identify changes that we can make, actions we can take against intolerance, and steps we can take to ensure lasting change. Rooster Teeth then stated. Finally, they concluded, tomorrow we take the next step, and every day we'll keep taking steps until Rooster Teeth is broke, becomes the company we aspire to be. Get woke, go broke. We look forward to sharing our action plan with you in the days ahead and hearing more of the community's input as well. With the lips stuck to their backside. You can see the statement in full below. What do you all make of Rooster Teeth's contradictory statements regarding their policies? Do they even know what they are doing over there? Is this a sign that the company is on the path to failure? Well, how would you guys answer those questions? How would you guys answer those questions? If Vic buys um, one of these, would that make him the leader? uh, No more of that voice. Ha ha ha. It's too. Yeah, I know. I felt like tweaking the coverage a little bit there, anonymity. They could put a little more sauce on that delivery. Don't worry, I'm probably not gonna continue. First off, it can be a little straining after a while, anyways. So I just did it for that one article because I just thought it would be funny. I never cared much for RT. As I mentioned before, I never even heard of RT before this whole thing got started. Sounds like Rooster Teeth ain't going to see 2022. The chances are, yeah, chances are, that might be very much true. So, with that, um, And we got 5 people in here tonight. It's cool. And of course, for those of you in there, please, if you like this content, please consider liking and sharing it to where we can get more people in here. Um, and we can have a more of a conversation. I know there's some lurkers in here, and that's fine. I hope that you find the information informative and the and I hope for that particular article you found the delivery entertaining. But as I said, and for for the as part of the request of anonymity, I'm not going to do the voice again. I just figured I'd do it, just put a little spice on things a little bit there. So here's the next article we're going to look at. There's another one that, of course, Hiro Hay was covering a little bit. Also, I think Yellow Flash did a story on this one too. So here it is. You guys might have seen some of this stuff too. Uzaki-Chan, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and more featured in new Japanese LED manhole promotional campaign. Yeah, imagine driving down the street and looking down at manholes and seeing your favorite anime characters. That would be kind of a cool thing, don't you guys think? That would be kind of a even if it wasn't just even if it wasn't just anime characters, ha ha ha, no worries. Even if it wasn't just anime characters, if it was just even if it was cartoon characters as well. Can you imagine imagine going down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and instead of seeing the Walk of the Stars and the on the Walk of Fame, imagine if they were like manhole covers with their faces on it. Can you imagine a Marilyn Monroe manhole cover or a Warren Beatty manhole cover or whoever manhole cover? So here we go. So let's get to reading this story. A promotional test run of the new LED technology will see characters from various anime series adorn the manholes of the Japanese city of Tokorozawa. Developed by the Tokorozawa City Waterworks Bureau, the new LED technology aims to provide the city with both a platform for advertisements. It will also be a source of lights to aid in crime prevention. Yeah, could you imagine that? Can you imagine walking down the street? All of a sudden, you see you see this lit up image of something like Sailor Moon or or Yusuke Urameshi or where's some other or Goku or Asta or Zatch Bell. According to an official press release, the campaign features designs from the following 28 series: Certain Magical Index, a very cute series, and its follow up series, of course, Certain Magical Index 2, as well as the Certain Scientific Railgun series. Um, Regarding Zero, Starting Life in Another World, Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin, the 5-star stories, Anime Tourism Association official character Junrei-chan, Bungo Stray Dogs, Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. I want to hang out with Uzaki-chan too. Don't you guys want to hang out with Uzaki-chan? Yamato Takaru, the melancholy of Harumi Suzumiya. I think it's supposed to be Haruhi Suzumiya, not Harumi. Um, she's another cute girl that I'm sure a lot of people would want to hang out with. Lucky Star, Slayers, Data Live, Overlord, Sword Art Online, Full Metal Panic. Um, Another one of my favorites, Full Metal Panic. That's a good series. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Neon Genesis Evangelion, probably one of the best opening themes out there with Cruel Angel's Thesis, um, Sergeant Frog, Record of Lotus War, Sergeant Frog. Um, Record of Lotus War had some good music for it too. Sergeant Frog, Spice and Wolf, Konosuba, Kino's Journey, Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. And then here, I guess, are some of the designs here. The inclusion of Usaki-Chan is an especially welcome sight as it celebrates the series' popularity despite its recent targeting by Western critical social justice activists, cultists, who have accused the series of promoting P to the D to the D P to the D P to the E to the D to the O. Now give me a banjo. Hi. Look at that. Imagine her coming running towards you like that. That'd be pretty interesting. Manholes are installed in a path that runs from Higashi Tokorozawa Station to the upcoming Tokorozawa Sakura Town attraction. I guess this I guess right here is the map of it. Tokorozawa Sakura Town is an entertainment facility built in a joint effort between the city of Tokorozawa and manga publisher Kadokawa. It will host a range of attractions, including an experience-based anime hotel and Kadokawa Musashino Museum and a new Kadokawa office. Wow, I wouldn't mind going there. That looks like a pretty cool place to go hang out. The facility was set to open in July 2020, but due to the ongoing COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, this date was pushed back to November 2020. What do you think of these new manhole covers? Are they any are are there any other animes that should be added in the future? Well, I think they're cool. I personally think they're pretty cool, and of course, I would love to see, of course, like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's probably my all-time favorite. Love to see some Yu Yu Hakusho characters on there. Yusuke, Hiei, Kuwabara. Great promotion. Is the anime character nude? From what I could tell, Action Toy Channels, I don't think none of the characters were nude. Those are pretty cool. Yep. Excuse me one moment. I lost one of our locals. Oh well. I do hope they come back. Okay, so we're coming up on an hour then. Okay, so that's all for that one. That is a very interesting promotional campaign. Now, for the last of the anime stories, and if there are any Gundam, oh wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, if there are any Gundam fans here, the release date for the final episode of Gundam Build Divers regarding Rise season 2 announced. That's of course I guess the Japanese premiere date. Sources announced the release date for their final episode of Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise season 2. The series had originally been postponed following the release of episode 18 due to the of COVID-19 and the Japanese government declaring a state of emergency. However, towards the end of June, they announced the series would resume with episode 19 and announced they would begin broadcasting and streaming again on July 9th. That's July 9th is come and gone, so director Shinya Watada announced the return in a statement translated by Crunchyroll. He began by writing, "Thank you very much for always supporting Gundam. For always supporting Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. Please be informed that we decided to resume streaming the show from July 9th." Watada added, "From now, the story is accelerating towards its climax. I would appreciate if you could keep watching what will be happening to Hiroto and the other build divers, as well as the planet Eldora, till the very end." Now you got to know that there are probably some SJWs out there who will see the word climax and will probably take this in a totally weird direction. You know that's coming. So that's liable to come. Some SJW out there is liable to take that and run with it. You know that. He concluded, "We all, the production staff, continue to produce the show as we make sure everyone stays safe. Please look forward." In a trailer promoting the final episode, Sunrise revealed that the final episode will stream on August 27th. That's this Thursday at 8 p.m. JST Japan Standard Time on the Gundam Info YouTube channel. I guess that's where some of you can probably check that out then, huh? Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise is a direct sequel to the Gundam Build Divers series. It first began streaming the season on October 10th, 2019, with the second season airing its first episode on April 9th, 2020. The series takes place after the conclusion of Gundam Build Divers and introduces a new version of the Gunpla Battle Nexus online game, along with new divers including Hiroto, Kazami, Mei, and Parvis. Here's the official synopsis from Crunchyroll, season 2 of Gundam Build Divers regarding Rise. I mean, if you guys want to, you can probably go check that out for yourselves. I'll leave it up for a moment. You guys want to take a quick peek at it? So many Gundams. Yep, it has been so many Gundams. And while you guys are taking a look at that, I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Alrighty then, I'm back now. What else may be going on here? Oh, I guess our other lurker left. Oh, you did. There we go. Back up now. All right, so now you guys have had a chance to look at that statement. Now let's continue. Oh, are you looking forward to the final episode of season two? What do you expect will happen? I don't know if you guys are, any of you are actual Gundam fans or not, but that is an interesting story, wouldn't you say? And I think we lost both of our lurkers. Hopefully, they did find some of it at least entertaining. So now of course, going to move on here to some comic stories here. Um, so we got some interesting comic stories to go through. A couple of them. First one is this one right here. Marvel Comics. Okay. Marvel Comics again accused of copying fan models for Star Wars and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge comic series. So here we go. Marvel has once again been accused of tracing fan models in order to portray the starships um, seen in their various Star Wars series. So what it sounds like is it sounds like they're maybe taking some of the fan works and claiming them to be their own, possibly. That's a no. The traced models were initially discovered through a joint effort between both users on Reddit and YouTuber Eckhart's Ladder. And then here's I guess, a YouTube Marvel Star Wars stole another fan ship. The first new instance of tracing fan models can be seen in the fourth issue of last year's Galaxy's Edge tie-in series. Drawn by artist Will Sliney, um, the issue opens on a shot of a lone Imperial landing ship descending to the planet of Batu. As noted by Eckhart's Ladder, the Star Destroyer itself seems to be traced from a model um, created by artist Wobbly Works of a concept line of Star Destroyers known as the Vigilant class. There's a link to the YouTube video on it. Second comes from the first issue of the recently released Core Star Wars book, illustrated by Jesus Saez. After the clash with Imperial forces that sees the rebels achieve a narrow victory, Leia, Lando, Chewie, C3PO, R2D2, and Luke regroup aboard an EF-76 Nebulon B escort frigate. I saying that one 3 times fast. There's some more of the panels for you guys to check out. However, due to the ship's unique and unusual slanted command deck, Eckhart's Ladder claims the design as the original creation of model artist Radical Edward II. Eckhart's Ladder speculates that there are further cases of tracing seen within the series, but has not yet identified which drawings were created in this way. Last year, Marvel was caught tracing custom made Star Wars miniature models from a fan artist after it was discovered that Luke Ross had inadvertently included the miniature pegs in his drawings. As of writing, Marvel has not commented on these accusations. Of course they're not, because they know they're in legal trouble. They probably know they're in legal trouble for that. One person came back. That was the last. I like the anime, but don't really care for the toys and models. I guess you're talking about the Gundam series. I've only watched a couple of Gundam shows, not much recent though. I know that like Iron Blooded Orphans and Origins were recently on Toonami within the past year. So tracing other people's work gets people canceled and sued in anime, especially in Japan. Yep. Again, Marvel could be in very big trouble. And considering that they're still following the get woke, go broke. They may be another company that may not be here in 2022. The creature of No Game No Life was caught doing. Oh, wait, creature. Do you mean the creator? Maybe their action towards you. The creature of No Game No Life was caught doing that, and the series was done. I think you mean creator there, but that's okay. No integrity. Nope. Laugh out loud, yeah. Laugh out loud, yeah. Okay, and then we'll go back for the other story as well. Other story being new Doctor Who comic. And of course, I know there was an earlier statement about this as well. Did a story, what, a couple weeks ago on this? New Doctor Who comic starring the 10th and 13th Doctor announced. A new Doctor Who comic starring the 10th and 13th Doctors has been announced. Titan Comics unveiled in their November 2020 solicitations that they will publish Doctor Who comic number one by writer Jody Houser and artist Roberta Ingranata. Titan Comics claims the series will feature the comic debut of an iconic 70s TV villain, the Sea Devils. The 10th and 13th Doctors will meet up in 1960s London and then team up to take on the Sea Devils, who are threatening to overrun Earth in the present. Not only will the two be teaming up, but they will also seek the assistance of Rose Tyler, who is the current human leader of the resistance against the Sea Devils. And I don't really watch or keep track of Doctor Who. Not my cup of tea. I know there may be some people in here who like it. So that's why I'm part. Of course, I'm reporting on it. Hauser talked about the upcoming series on Twitter, explaining that it is set after the events of Time Lord Victorious. I believe we were looking at that again last week. I believe she wrote. She wrote, "Exciting news! I know some Doctor Who fans were worried about the comic series coming back because of the shutdowns. The continuation of the second year has just shifted to after Time Lord Victorious and was given a new number one. But it's still the story we planned." There are some tweets here. The first issue of the series will feature 6 different covers from artists Christopher Jones, Peach Momoko, Mirika Andolfo, and Rachel Stott. It also features a blank sketch cover as well as a photo cover. So a bunch of variant covers. Excuse me a moment. Here's the official solicitation from Titan Comics, and I'll let you guys sit there and read that for a sec if you want. See what's been anything new has been said here. Um, the latest Doctor Who was boring and unimaginative. Okay, I think you mean boring and unimaginative. Or action channel. Uh, I know sometimes your fingers get locked up, and you may hit the wrong key, not intending to, but it's due. It was bad. I don't. Well, I guess you guys watched it. I guess you just didn't care for it, huh? All right, so I think that's enough time. I'll move on here. Doctor Who Comics #1 will arrive on comic book shelves on November 18th, 2020. It'll be 32 pages in length and is priced at $3.99. So just under $4 for this thing. Do you plan on checking out this new Doctor Who comic book series? Here are some of the visuals for you. Yeah, it's kind of funny how they have the Doctor Who, because that practice has been going on. You know, you can date that the process of them turning TV shows and cartoon shows into comic books. You can date that all the way. I think that goes all the way back to the 50s. Like you know, goes all the way back to the 50s. I know in particular Dell and Gold Key Comics did that a lot throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s, in which they would take TV shows and then make comics out of them. I know, like Flintstones had it. I mean, many of these comics are still around today. Um, the Flintstones have had their comic, the Jetsons, Yogi Bear, a lot of the Hanna Barbera cartoons had their own comics. Um, so, whereas usually with DC and Marvel, it goes from comic to cartoon. Here it went the other way through Dell and Gold Key. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see now. It's the arthritis I tell laugh out loud. Yeah, I understand. I understand sometimes. Action toy channel. I have a mild form of cerebral palsy, so sometimes when the when the messages in the brain start like going weird on you, then and yeah, it's like it does feel like you get a little tightened up. I don't know how I feel about it. Nah, I'd rather pin glass than have anything further to do with Doctor Who. Yeah, that I think that'd be very painful. Their action toy channels. Yeah. So, now with that being now with all the news stories being done there, let's see. So we're actually coming up on the hour and a half mark. So we've been making good time here. Considering I had like 6 stories to go through. That's a pretty good way to go about it, huh? Coming up on this, I made some good time here tonight. So, any thoughts on anything that any other thoughts on what I covered tonight, guys? You guys have any other thoughts on some of the stories I covered tonight? I'm eating ice. I'm eating ice cream now. Yeah, always the old kids treat, especially when you're talking like comics and cartoons and stuff like that. Gundams are cool. Rooster Teeth should shut down. Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see a Gundam walk through Texas, and then and then like come upon Rooster Teeth's office building and just bang. That might be interesting. Maybe they'll have a mobile fight Gundam going on. Um, right, right in the area of Rooster Teeth's office. Yeah, I myself, the last couple of months, as part of my anime watching, I've kind of been going through some of the Gundam series as well. You know, so that's pretty cool. All right, so are you guys ready for this day in Nietzsche history? Yeah, I would. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, including Hero Hey. Yay! I guess you're ready then, anonymity. So today is Monday, August the 27th, 2020. Let's take a look back in time to what happened on this day in beach history. Let's see. Hold on a sec. So previous, let's see. 2005, 2015, and then 2000. Yeah. A second or oh, I'm sorry, the 20 year. Yeah, anonymity, good point. The 24th, actually. Yeah. Sometimes even I have a slip up there. Yeah, I actually meant today's Monday, August the 24th. Uh, but you're right. But the dates are all correct on the. Sometimes it just happens that way. Okay, so now that I've got that, okay. So first off, on this date 20 years ago, we're going to start off with a bit of a sad note here. Um, on this date, 20 years ago, Tatiana Ryabochinska, who was a Russian ballerina who was used as a dance model um, for two of the segments in the Fantasia movie, Dance of the Hour segment as well as Two Silhouettes. Okay, so she was used as a dance model in the Dance of the Hour segment, Fantasia, and Two Silhouettes segment in Make Mine Music. Passed away at 83, at the age of 83 on this date in 2000, 20 years ago today. Um, Tatiana Ryabochinska, who is a Russian ballerina, was used as a dance model for movies back in the 30s and the 40s. Um, Most notably, she was a dance model for the Dance the Hour segment in Fantasia, as well as a Two Silhouettes segment in Make Mine Music. So that was on that date. And then as we move ahead about 5 years to in on this date in 2005, which was of course 15 years ago, 15 years ago from today, as part of the Infinite Crisis crossover event, the fifth issue of Day of Vengeance was released by DC on this date in 2005. The fifth issue of Day of Vengeance, as part of the Infinite Crisis crossover event, was released on this date in 2005, 15 years ago. That's pretty neat. And finally, on this date 5 years ago in 2015, the WWE would hold Monday Night Raw from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It was the night after SummerSlam, the SummerSlam where Seth Rollins had defeated John Cena in a winner take all title match with him putting up the WWE Championship versus John Cena's United States Championship. So he won the championship on at SummerSlam, as well as the New Day becoming the new tag team champions, winning them in a fatal four way match. So this was the Raw after the 2015 SummerSlam. So the results from this Raw included in the main event, Intercontinental Champion Ryback, who retained his title in a triple threat match against Big Show and Miz, teaming with Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Randy Orton, defeated Sheamus, um, Kevin Owens, Rusev, and Summer Rae in the Big Show. Excuse me one moment, guys. About that. Also on the Monday Night Raw card, Team Bella got a little bit of a revenge from PCB, Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch, after having been defeated by them in the three-way elimination match that also included Team BAD. In a rematch from the previous night's SummerSlam, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose of the Shield would defeat Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper by DQ of the Bray Wyatt family, and then New Day would defeat the Lucha Dragons, one of their three opponents from the previous night. We got the fourth person back. Then it looks like. Hank. All right, so that's this day in Nietzsche history for Monday, August 24th, 2020. Thank you again, Anthony, for correcting me. Sometimes we all have a little bit of a brain fart every once in a while. So if you guys like this content, I hope that you guys were liking and sharing the video where we can try to get more people in. I don't know much about them wrestlers. Yeah, I mean, I don't either because I haven't been following. Like, I'm more into the classic wrestling, back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I might at some point start watching the current stuff at some point, but um, yeah. So wow, we are just past the hour and a half mark. So, is there any questions or anything you guys want to ask? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to bring up or talk about? All right, I'm back. Let's see. I've been working, so I don't know much about what's going on lately. Well, I guess that's why you tune in to me, right? I kind of give you the Rock's new tequila, Stone Cold beer, laugh out loud. What was Mike's favorite toy growing up? Hmm. Well, I remember I did have an Optimus Prime. There were a few toys I had that I kind of remember pretty finally. I had Optimus Prime of Transformers. I had Thunderhawk from Mask. I had Castle Grayskull. I had my fair share of toys like everybody else. You know, you know, I think I enjoyed the cartoons more than the toys, quite honestly. But um, I was one of those who, could just sit in front of a TV and I'd be totally content. So, so those are the toys I remember having, growing up. So yeah, 1 hour 30. We're coming up on 1:36. Hmm. A couple of things. I wish I still had the Teenage Mutant Ninja dome thing that opened up. Yeah, I think that was the Turtle Man. Generation One Optimus was cool. Was cool. Castle Grayskull even cooler. Mm, yeah, I mean, I grew up in the '80s, so I mean, I there were a lot of there were a lot of cool cartoons at the time. Cool toys. You know, so all right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I mean, I know I went a little off script there a little bit in terms of doing the whole SJW voice there. Um, I just felt like having a little fun with that. I mean, you hear these people complain. It's like, ugh, right? And actually, the Technodome is very collectible. Didn't they have Optimus transform into something besides a semi in later ones? Well, yeah, Optimus in the Beast Wars Beast Machine series, he was Optimus Primal transformed into an ape. But for the most part, most of his vehicular transformations were some form of a semi. Right. Well, thank you guys for coming in tonight and participating in the stream. I hope you found it entertaining and informative. Um, not the Beast Wars, one of the newer cartoons. Um, yeah, I think for the most part, most of them, he was pretty much the semi, as far as I know. But anyways, guys, let's see. I just picked up the original Optimus Primal for 5. Wow, that's a pretty. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome, and thank you for coming in, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here and get some good conversations going about some of these news topics. We had a couple lurkers in tonight, so I hope stream was fun. Yeah, well, I tried to be a little more creative with it with the whole SJW voice, or my interpretation of the SJW voice in the first story. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know that got a little, but in a way, anonymity that was partly my point too. Listening to them with their rhetoric has probably got to be just as annoying as listening to me, my interpretation of their voices. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Then, thank you again for joining me tonight, and I will see you tomorrow night. Until then, bye.